What's going on, guys? I'm your host, Beau, here to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on anything going on in the world of entertainment. And boy, oh boy, do we have something big to talk about today, guys. Before we get down with this video, I just want to tell you that my Thor Ragnarok review is up, so make sure you guys go check that out when you guys get a chance to. But we got a big discussion to talk about today. It's about Disney and 20th Century Fox. If you guys have not heard, Disney is in talks with 20th Century Fox to purchase them. They may be purchasing 20th Century Fox, particularly their movie and TV studio slash properties. Not their sports network and anything like that. So Fox is keeping their sports divisions. They're selling out their movie and TV properties. And what I'm going to basically do in this video is that I'm going to give you guys the positives and the cons of this deal, and then at the very end I'm going to tell you my opinion about this deal and how I feel about it. So let's get down with the positives first, because I think that people are honestly being really negative about this deal, but I think there are some positives to be said. So let's first off with the first positive that everybody's talking about, and that is that the fact that the X-Men and the Fantastic Four franchise would join up with the MCU, Marvel Studios. And Marvel Studios is with Disney, so therefore X-Men and Fantastic Four can potentially be part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is something we have all wanted to see. We've been dying to see the X-Men and the Fantastic Four join up with Marvel, and I think that this is a perfect opportunity for them to join up, because we've been hearing rumors for like months, heck, even years now, about Fantastic Four possibly rejoining up with Marvel. And with this deal, not only do they get Fantastic Four, they get X-Men as well. So, and who does not want to see Fantastic Four and the X-Men characters interacting with the MCU characters, the Avengers, Spider-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy? I think it'd be awesome to see on the big screen, to see all these characters join up. Especially when we're entering Phase 4, we could have so many possibilities with Phase 4 if 20th Century Fox joins the game with Disney. We could have another a proper X-Men film, like an MCU X-Men film. We could have a proper Fantastic Four movie. So many possibilities if 20th Century Fox joins up with Disney. So that's the first big positive right off the bat. The second one is for TV. This is a TV positive. The TV shows like The Orville, 24, The Simpsons, Family Guy, Bob's Burgers, all these TV shows could finally get the opportunity to go into the Disney streaming service. And that to me is a huge positive. If these TV shows can somehow get themselves into the Disney streaming service, that's a huge positive right there. So those are pretty much my positives about this deal. Now let's talk about the negatives, some of the bad stuff about this deal. The big con, and it's a 50-50. This is kind of like a pro and kind of a con. It all depends on Disney on this one. How are they going to handle the X-Men? And what I mean by handle by X-Men is that, this is where my con comes in, are they going to do, which a lot of people are referring to, the Disney-fied factor? Are they going to Disney-fy the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, or are they going to leave them as their own thing underneath the Disney umbrella? To me, if they do Disney-fy it, then that's a big con for me. That's a really bad thing, because what the X-Men have is something very unique. They have something very unique, and that is they produce not only R-rated movies, but successful R-rated movies. Deadpool and Logan alone are big examples of how 20th Century Fox Marvel has been a big success. Even Kevin Feige himself, the head of the MCU, was asked during an interview a couple months back when Deadpool and Logan were released, asking about if the MCU will potentially do R-rated films. And Kevin Feige didn't even answer the question. He just kind of stepped back a little bit and didn't say yes or no. He just kind of left that question open for interpretation. So if Disney gets X-Men, will they Disney-fy them, or will they be the same? Will they stay as their R-rated type of movies? Because because personally speaking, I think Kevin Feige is interested in doing an R-rated film. He just doesn't know what property to use. With the X-Men, he would have that property in his hands, and then he could not only incorporate it into the MCU, but also the MCU could finally have R-rated films. So, it's a 50-50. It depends on how Disney handles that part of the deal with the X-Men. Another big con, and this is the kicker. I don't think a lot of people are talking about this. I know a lot of people are talking about X-Men, which is great, but I think that people are missing two big properties, heck, three big properties that are franchises that 20th Century Fox owns that may bring this deal into question, and also maybe bring that Disney-fied factor as a bigger con. And that is three franchises that people are leaving out of this whole deal discussion. Planet of the Apes, Avatar, and most importantly, Alien. Remember, 20th Century Fox owns Alien, so if they give up their movie properties, that includes Alien. Alien goes to Disney. So, and you have to think, is Disney willing to take the risk? Are they willing to have Alien in their umbrella and keep it the same? Or do a PG-13 movie? That's the biggest question about this deal, is that how is Disney going to handle all these properties? X-Men, Planet of the Apes, Avatar, Alien, heck, even some of their TV shows you have to consider. Are they gonna Disney-fy it down? Like Family Guy or The Simpsons. Please don't do The Simpsons. I mean, that's been something for years. If they Disney-fy that, then yeah, there'll be some uproar. There'll be like me with torches and with signs and everything. But again, it all depends on Disney. It depends on how Disney handles this deal. So those are pretty much my cons. It's the Disney-fied factor, and how they're going to handle other properties besides X-Men, like Planet of the Apes, Avatar, and especially Alien. I'm very curious if they do make this deal happen, how Disney is going to handle the Alien property, because that's a huge question. I have no idea how they're going to handle Alien. Are they going to keep it R-rated, or are they going to go for a PG-13 route, or heck, not even touch Alien at all afterwards? That's something that people are leaving out. Alien is a 20th Century Fox property. I'm surprised that no one's been talking about Alien. But here's what I think that the deal should do. If the deal happens, Disney should take in all the properties, which they are going to do, and try their best, and I mean best, to try to not Disney-fy them, try not to touch them. Because if you look at their properties that they have right now, with Marvel Studios and with Star Wars, they let them do their own thing. Kevin Feige does his own thing with the Marvel movies, and Kathleen Kennedy does her own thing with the Star Wars franchise. And you could tell, too, based on their films alone. I mean, Star Wars The Last Jedi, even though it's owned by Disney, it's clearly a Rian Johnson film. You could watch the trailers, it looks like a Rian Johnson film. Same thing with Black Panther in the MCU. Sure, it's a Marvel movie, and sure, it is in the Disney umbrella, but you can clearly tell that it's a Ryan Coogler movie and not a Disney movie. So, that's the biggest question. How are they going to handle all the new properties that they're going to own? X-Men, Avatar, Planet of the Apes, especially Alien. I'm telling you, I want to know what they're going to do with Alien. Are they going to make that PG-13, or are they going to dumb it down? And another con with the X-Men is how are they going to handle the continuity? Because you have to think, if they're going to wipe clean the continuity, then that's a bummer, because then that means we have no more Hugh Jackman, no more Patrick Stewart, no more James McAvoy, Jennifer Lawrence. They would all be wiped clean, and we'd probably have a brand new batch of X-Men. Or are they going to keep the same continuity that they've established now and somehow tie it in? Personally, keep the continuity, because I would love to see Hugh Jackman return as Wolverine, which he said in an interview he would if X-Men joins the MCU. He said during an interview with Logan that if X-Men do end up going to the MCU, then Hugh Jackman would love to return as Wolverine. So that's a big positive there. Hugh Jackman possibly returning as Wolverine. That would be pretty cool. But um, but that is also another con. The Wolverine character and the Deadpool character. How are they going to handle these certain characters with Disney? Are they going to Disneyfy them? Or, as we say, are they going to leave them as they are? Because remember, Wolverine and Deadpool now are R-rated like material. They've been PG-13 for a while, but now they are established as R-rated material. Deadpool makes makes sexual jokes and is a very violent movie, and Logan is dramatic. It's realistic. It's dark. It's gritty. It has huge levels of violence. So how are they going to handle these characters? And are they going to Disneyfy them, or are they going to leave them as they are? That's the occurring question that I have, and that's the big question that I have about this whole deal, is that how are they going to handle certain properties? Are they going to Disneyfy them, or are they going to leave them as they are? And the big factor to me is Alien, because I get X-Men is negotiable. You can make negotiations on X-Men, but Alien, that's something that I'm curious of how Disney's going to handle, because people are like saying about X-Men and Avatar. I could see how those properties can be handled within the deal, but Alien, that is purely R-rated, especially with the level of violence, the graphic imagery. I really am curious to see how they're going to handle that. And the last point I want to make is another one about the X-Men. Let's all remember this. There is a big possibility that the X-Men cannot be touched and leave as they are. You know why? Because Disney already has, air quote, R-rated Marvel properties, and that is the Netflix shows. Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, The Defenders. These, all in my eyes, are technically R-rated shows. They have dark imagery, they have violence, they have swearing. There's, like, sexual material in their shows sometimes. Those shows alone are R-rated, and they're under Marvel's belt, which then is under Disney's belt. So it's not like Disney has strictly PG-13. They go sometimes R-rated, because Daredevil, Defenders, they're all in the MCU, which then means that they're part of Disney. So maybe they're going to be leaning on that factor. Maybe the X-Men will be as they are, because they already have material that's R-rated and material that's violent like the X-Men franchise. So that's what we have to consider as well, is the fact that they have established R-rated stuff mean that it opens the door for the X-Men to come in and still stay as they are, or are they going to get Disneyfied? That's the occurring question, is everything going to get Disneyfied? Excuse me. But now the last thing that I'm going to say is, how do I feel about this whole deal? Do I like it? Do I hate it? Here's where I stand on it. I'm in the middle. I'm personally in the middle of the situation. I think there are some really, really good things that can come out of this deal. The X-Men and the Fantastic Four joining up in the MCU, that is something that I've been wanting to see for a very, very long time. It's been a dream of mine to see these characters join up in the MCU. That would be amazing to see the Fantastic Four interact with the Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy, and the X-Men alone is just a fun franchise, and to see them just combine with the MCU, it's a dream. It's something that I would love to see happen. But I could see the bad side of this. I could see how they could Disneyfy some of these properties, and especially Alien. Like, again, I don't know how they're going to handle these certain properties. Are they going to Disneyfy them, or are they going to negotiate on certain terms, or are they going to make a new brand? Are they going to make a new brand for these certain properties? Who knows? It all boils down on how Disney handles this deal. If they say we have to have restrictions or limitations on certain properties, then, in my opinion, don't do the deal. Because some of these franchises have to have certain ratings. Like, Alien is purely R-rated. X-Men can be PG-13 and rated R. Not Titanic. Avatar is also PG-13. It could go for an R rating. So it all boils down to how Disney handles this deal, and if there's limitations, then don't do the deal. But if they allow these properties to come into their umbrella and not touch them as much like they do with Marvel Studios and Star Wars, then make the deal happen. Because I think that Disney can make a lot of profit off this deal. It just depends on how they handle it. So that's how my view on it. And what do you guys think? Do you guys think this is a good deal or a bad deal? Let me know in the comment section below. And that is my long thoughts on the Disney and 20th Century Fox deal controversy. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, as we end these videos, Beau out. See you next time. Peace.